I am from Pennsylvania, or as we say it, those of us who are from Pennsylvania, we call it PA. I am from the sort of south central part of Pennsylvania. I grew up in a small town called Camp Hill, which is outside of the capital city, which is Harrisburg, but nobody knows that Harrisburg is the capital city of Pennsylvania. They all think it's Philly or Pittsburgh. Camp Hill is your sort of quintessential small town. It is, in Pennsylvania, our towns are not called towns, they're called boroughs. So it's Camp Hill Borough is about 2 miles by 2 miles. That's all it is. It is suburban. It has its own school district, so there were 120 kids in my graduating class in high school. I walked to my elementary school, I walked to my kindergarten, I walked to my high school. Just quintessential small town, Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania, you're a Penn State fan, so we are all Penn State. And a state is divided. You're either a Pittsburgh Steelers fan or a Philadelphia Eagles fan. There is no in between. I'm a Steelers fan. My whole family is from Pennsylvania. In fact, from that area, most of the Fetrows have sort of settled in central Pennsylvania and never left. So you never hear the name Fetrow outside of Pennsylvania, but if you're in central Pennsylvania, there's Fetrow Electric and Fetrow Hardware and Fetrow Insurance and Fetrow Drive. There were apparently 3 brothers who emigrated from the Alsace-Lorraine region of Europe, and they came over here, settled in central Pennsylvania, and the family just stayed there. So my whole family, extended family, is in central Pennsylvania. So I thought Winston-Salem would be the South, but it doesn't feel like what I pictured to be the South, having grown up north of the Mason-Dixon line. The South was always sort of the South, but Winston-Salem's not at all what I pictured the South to be. Winston-Salem's actually very comfortable compared to Pennsylvania. I mean, it's very like where I grew up. It is, you know, we had Harrisburg, and Winston-Salem's a small city, just like Harrisburg is a small city. It's not too expensive, not too crowded. The weather's actually more lovely here in Winston-Salem than it is in Pennsylvania, because it's much grayer in Pennsylvania. The skies are bluer here. So, in fact, in some ways, it's not, in the ways of sort of living, it's not all that different. Now, there's always the background things that are different, like central Pennsylvania was settled by the Germans, the Pennsylvania Dutch are Germans, and so, you know, we like things like scrapple and Lebanon bologna and pickles and things like that. So there are some differences, but in fact, the settlers that came down and originally settled Winston-Salem were from Pennsylvania, so there are a lot of commonalities as well. My whole family still lives in Pennsylvania. My mom is there, my brother and his family are there, my sister and her family are there, so that's where we go. Sometimes I still call Pennsylvania home, even though I've lived here for a long time as well. So yeah, I do feel a strong attachment to there because that's where everybody is.